Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we have ourselves a track by an act named Rescue titled Other Side. I believe this is the third or fourth track I've reviewed from Rescue at this point. I'm typically very satisfied with what I hear from them, but I will of course try to remain unbiased. I try to keep an open mind in that respect. If we switch over to here, we have Other Side, Doggies and Bows. My understanding is oh right, they're like apparently rescue like animal owners. They love their rescue dogs, you know, absolute animal lovers. So I think this track might be dedicated to that. I think I also listened to a track earlier called If Life, which also you consider the sea life on this artwork here. Yeah, animal lovers. It's nice. It's nice to have that element to the mix. I didn't know that about Rescue, but with each release they have, I learned something different, and it helps me to understand them better as a person, their motivations. But yeah, let's go. I think both of these are piano-oriented considering the art, so we're going to listen through this track from start till finish. We're going to hear what we think. Let's go. Oh, that went nicely at the end. Ooh, it's kind of interesting to have that dark chord just before the parallel major there. It rounds out the sadness I think that we're gonna feel with the song. Will somebody help her, free her from her mistakes, give her some luck now before it's too late. I liked that. I think, again, we have a display of her abilities as a singer, as a vocalist, but also it makes sense in the song itself. We've had part of the story, so then we have a break here and we can have the vocals as an instrument alongside the strings and the other introduced elements. And the piano, of course, keeping things rolling along. It's smart arrangement. Just wanna die. Ooh. Go feel the peace. No more pain now. Can be at ease. Life's been torture. Hurt through and through. Oh, I don't like that. The solution is to pass on through. I don't like when I look at the single art here, I think that it's about rescue doggies that didn't get rescued and they had a tough life and now they wanted to pass on to the other side because it hurts too much. That makes me incredibly sad. The other side, a different life. A different life. Better than this one. No need to cry. Love you all, but the time has come to go home now. See you all later. Yeah, this is making me incredibly sad. I didn't think I'd be feeling like this today. You know, when pets die, it sucks. It sucks. It hits me emotionally. I think that's the beauty of this music. The piano sounds reasonably well balanced, but it's just that major lift at the end each time. That's like, and then you go back down into the depression, you know? And just her voice is so soothing and so caring, and it's just, it hits you like a train, you know? Well, I feel like that's kind of leveled me out emotionally today. I don't really know where to go from that. I feel like, this is the conclusion. I haven't had a song hit me like that in quite a while. I, I have a lot of love for the fact that it's done that. I can't tell whether it's about like a human being who's passing over to the other side and gets to be with the doggies and bows in heaven, or if it's about the doggies in heaven and their bows and stuff like that, because they get their presents and it's all peaceful and then they don't have to deal with the pain anymore. I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough one to read. But either of those, I think that if nothing else, this song I think will resonate with a lot of people who love animals and find it really difficult when they pass. Animals suffering from illness, stuff like that. It's rough, man. I didn't think I'd be crying today because of a song I heard, but I think that's testament to how good it is, how incredible it is. I love this music to pieces. I really do. Rescue's very versatile with the way she writes her music. She'll go from songs like Attention, which are about how people are just kind of grabbing at you and wanting you to see them and everything like that, kind of the mere depravity of that. And then we'll get something like this. And it's just such a range. They can just do whatever they want at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if they did a full-on like a EDM album or like a full-on like symphonic metal album or something like that at this point. They can do whatever the hell they want to make it good. I don't even know where to begin with the rest of it. The structure of it, they had the verse, chorus, ABAB structure. It was vocal led for most of the time. When there weren't words being spoken, there were vocal melodies in there. I think that was a great touch. I think that we have musicians here. I'm really struggling. I'm struggling not to cry right now. Want to get a dog at some point? I'd love to adopt a dog, but I can imagine that. I know how close people get with their dogs, and while you're by letting an animal who's in pain or sick go, you're doing them a good thing so they don't have to feel the pain anymore. It's so painful. I can only imagine what that's like. So if I'm crying about just the thought of it, oh, dude, it's gonna destroy me if it happens. But I suppose that's what makes you appreciate having, an animal in your life, and it makes me even more sad because I know that the song sounds like it's aimed at dogs who have really had a rough life and who are just looking to get to the other side, and it just makes me more sad. I can't believe what has gone on. This has been a bit of a mess of a conclusion, hasn't it? I think that my musical theme is it's so clever how we have that minor chord before that parallel major at the end of each time. I cannot emphasize how unusual that is, but how well Rescue's pulled it off. Part of it, I think, is because she's just a sensational songwriter who understands music theory and composition and knows how those little tricks. But it just seems also like such a genuine performance from her. It's like I think Rescue wants you to understand how she feels about it. And her experiences, again, as an animal lover, as someone who adopts rescue doggies, who have probably had a really difficult life, So I think for Rescue, this song comes from the heart. And I suppose that's what allows me to feel this way as a listener, is that it's one of the most authentic pieces of music I've listened to in quite a while. I don't really know what more of a compliment I could give it, man. When it resonates that deeply with someone, you've written a good song. I found an amazing song. And there was just something really special about this. I think it was how viscerally kind of brutal the lyrics were. How they cut at you, because if you're an empathetic person, you'll understand it and it'll really grip you, The piano performance alongside, the other elements with the strings and the vocal melodies, and what else do we have? Like we had what else do we have? We just had those sad strings and the drums there, and that carried us through. And that's all you need in a song like this. I think the best thing you can do for a piece of music you're writing is to keep it as simple as possible, unless there's a specific need for complexity. And Rescue just nailed it. At 2.5 minutes, it falls right within that 2 to 4 minute mark. It's a sweet spot for it, and I think Rescue knows that. The production is incredible. It's got this lovely dynamic range to the performance. There's it's almost like you're listening to tour in person, and I don't know how they could have improved it from a production standpoint. I think this is just as good as it needs to be, and honestly, I think this is close to as good as it gets. I don't really know what you could have done to improve this experience in general. You know, again, music doesn't need to make you happy. It just needs to make you feel something, and that's what I felt today as a music reviewer. And that's basically my review of Rescues. I feel like you could get this review of it just from watching me bawl my eyes out. But yeah, for Other Side by Rescue. Thank you very much for watching this review. If you enjoyed it, or if you felt something, if you appreciated the work that was done here. I mean, I'm not going to pretend that I had a smile on my face the whole time. Please do go check out Rescue's various social medias, and I'm sure it's on YouTube and Spotify and stuff like that. When I say, I really did enjoy. How do I say I enjoyed it? I'm thankful for listening to it, because I think that it's important to listen to music that makes you feel stuff deep in your heart that resonates with you. Please do go show some love for your local musicians and artists. At this point in time, need to help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I'll catch you next review. Rescue, well done on this one. This is a special one, okay? Spiderhands Out.